almost like one of those sad moments where you know that it's going to happen. You know it's coming. You know, it's only a matter of time. And I guess it's best to say your goodbyes when you can, because eventually you get to the point where you can't. And what do you say? Do you apologize for any wrongdoing that you may have done? Do you ask for forgiveness? Do you confess? Are there any confessions you'd want to make? And, you know, sometimes it's not as grim, sometimes it's not as fatal, where you could recover. You see what I'm saying? You could recover. You may have to, your life would ultimately change. It would be turned upside down, but hopefully you stashed away enough cash and savings and investments where you could ride it out. You don't have to worry about anything. Granted, you're not going to do the things you used to do on a regular basis. You're not going to get paid the same amount of money that you used to get paid. You're not going to, in essence, have fun. Maybe. I think I've heard somewhere that, like, when you get older, the reason why people don't retire is because when they retire, they ultimately have essentially signed a death wish. So they keep working. The work keeps them occupied, keeps their brain going, keeps their body physically active, and maybe depending on how much you make and the job that you do, you actually do enjoy it. If I worked for CNN, I don't think there's any way I could enjoy it. Scott Jennings, maybe, because Scott Jennings is an extreme exception. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the likes of Jake Tapper, he's got to hate himself. He's got to hate life every day. I would think that Jake Tapper and the rest of the bunch over there who are so anti-Trump, so anti-American, there's no way that they could not be anything but miserable. And therefore, then it doesn't matter how much money they make or how much money they have, or maybe it does, because defamation lawsuits will be coming, folks. Mark my words. Hopefully there's not a lot of wind out here, sorry. I don't have a wind diffuser. I didn't know it was this breezy out here. The talk of the day, Biden's cognitive decline. If this were a guess, like if we were playing a guessing game and we had like a spinning wheel of what we would be talking about day to day, week to week, month to month, I wouldn't have suspected that we would have gotten here so quickly again. But if we're getting here, all right, let's think about it like this. If we're getting to this point, and I don't know if you guys saw the video of Jake Tapper, he's done, he's finished, it's over for good. His career, bye-bye. If you saw that video, in the comments say, goodbye, Jake. If you saw that video, say goodbye. It's not my video. There's another video on YouTube. Or maybe you saw a clip on X. Goodbye, Jake. Bye-bye, Jake. Or put the end. But here's my take on why we are where we are right now and why CNN is talking about this. I'll take that back. Why the internet is talking about this. Because it's not just CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, the whole lot of them. Chuck Schumer, whew, what a mess he is, right? All these folks who tried to prop up this Weekend at Bernie's dummy, which you got to think to yourself, wow, they were literally trying to pass off Weekend at Bernie's as a president and a presidential candidate fit to serve, beat President Trump legitimately in last 4 years while also not destroying this country. Granted, he was just a ventriloquist dummy. He didn't even have to sign his own documents. They had that all worked out. There was even a clip that I saw today of him egging President Trump on for a second debate, an early debate. And in 16 seconds, I think there were 20 edits because he couldn't get through it without mumbling or stumbling or tripping up over the teleprompter. He's literally looking at the teleprompter like this. Hey, get real, dude. Even when Trump reads a teleprompter, he reads it like this. And you know, I'm reading the teleprompter, and this is how, like, he has a different tone, body language when he's reading the teleprompter versus not. But he's not pretending like he's not, or I think Biden is pretending like he's not. You see what I'm saying? But they're all talking about it. Do you know why? I'm pretty sure some of you have picked up on this. If you've been here for a while, you've been watching. If you get me, are we on the same page? Do we speak the same language? Sometimes I feel like we do. Sometimes I feel like we don't. It's not personal. It's the algorithm and what it chooses to do on a day-to-day basis, which is beyond me. I have no fucking idea what's going on. Like, no clue. I do know a lot of folks don't read well. They don't read good. Punctuation is not their strong suit. And you put up a certain type of video like I did yesterday, it'll trigger some folks. They'll come out and they'll let you know just how fucking stupid they are. But I appreciate it because you got me a lot of views on that video. So that's going to be a good little paycheck right there. So, you know why we're here, right? It's because Trump, not only is he doing everything he said he would do, not only is he delivering on campaign promises, promises made, promises kept, but it's working. And I'm not saying this as if I didn't think that it would. I'm not saying this as if I doubted it, because if I doubted it, why would I vote for it? Do I think that President Trump is going to eliminate income taxes? He said it. He mentioned it. He gave a valid reason and strategy and how that could be accomplished. I think we will see a change in income taxes for the better for us, working Americans. However, he has a lot to do. And it's not like he can just wave a magic wand and just make it happen. But so far, what he has done almost seems like magic. So, yeah, I believe in magic. However, with all that he has to do and all that he has done and all that he will continue to do, God willing, if he doesn't eliminate income taxes, or at least for those who make under a certain bracket amount, I don't remember what that number was, I probably wouldn't even fall into that category, fortunately and unfortunately. Maybe it would increase the standard deduction amount, maybe. But overall, I think it would be good. However, if he doesn't, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be like, oh, I wish I didn't vote for President Trump because he didn't eliminate tax on Social Security. He didn't eliminate tax on Social Security. How much is that? If you really break it down, how much is tax on Social Security? And then if you think about the other things that he's doing, has done, will do, it would probably exceed how much tax on Social Security is. So if you get hung up, if you get stuck on the talking points of the left's legacy media narrative, then you were never a Trump supporter to begin with. You were never MAGA to begin with. You know better than they are. And they're pretty fucked up. If you saw my videos this morning, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can assure you, you haven't seen them because they were packaged differently. The vibe was different. The conversation, the mood, it was for a little bit of a more, anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I got to run and it's hot as shit out here. The reason why we are here right now, the reason why the internet is exploding, the reason why Biden is even a consideration of conversation right now is because this is all they have to prove President Trump right. They cannot flat out come out and say Trump was right. They cannot say we lied to you. They cannot say everything Trump said he would do is working. They can say that Chuck Schumer doesn't know a goddamn thing about inflation, tariffs, trade, negotiations, border security. He didn't know anything, okay? And God forbid Chuck Schumer ever becomes a billionaire, because I wonder what his talking point will be at that point, because then he can't throw wealthy billionaires under the bus. There's nothing wrong with billionaires. There's nothing wrong with millionaires. There's nothing wrong with wanting to increase your earnings and income and net worth and your wealth. I can assure you that if you're watching this video and you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck and you feel like you're tired of being broke, I can assure you, you would not want to go back to that life if you had substantial income, substantial wealth, substantial savings and investing. And if you would like to get to that point, then I included a Calendly link in the description if you want to talk to me directly. President Trump is doing an amazing job, a fantastic job. He's doing everything that we could all hope for, and he's doing it at record-breaking time, neck-breaking speed. But the media cannot say that. So instead, they throw Biden under the bus. They throw other Democrats under the bus. And I can only imagine who they're going to throw under the bus next. Goodbye, Jake Tapper.